Hello, everyone. Welcome into the View House Centennial for another fabulous edition of the Nissan Football Blitz. We just had a nice team huddle. We powwowed, so we're ready to give you a great show. I know we're coming off back-to-back losses, but I'm going to ask you the big picture question. We got 7 games to go in this Broncos season. How would you grade where the Broncos are at right now, coming off these 2 losses, 7 games to go?
I think you're in a great spot.
Okay.
You got a chance to be in the postseason. And I think this game against the Falcons is the game.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's a great opportunity. It's going to be a chance to get your first win over a winning team, a team with a winning record. And the Falcons are coming in with a lot of firepower, a lot of superstars. So I love I give them a B right now because you're in the hunt. And I think this is a playoff team. I really do.
I like it.
No one gave the Broncos a chance to be a playoff team this year. Vegas had them 5.5 wins. One more win, they exceed that. I think to be in the playoff hunt in the middle of November is a win for this team, but that's not enough. We're not done now. And the schedule is pretty favorable for the Broncos, but it starts here with the Atlanta Falcons, also coming off a difficult loss themselves, also coming off a last-second field goal letdown loss themselves. So they're going to be fighting. They'll be here to win, and the Broncos have to find a way to do that. But I like where the Broncos are.
I agree with both of you. And you say this is a playoff team. And I think a big reason for that is because of Bo Nix. I'm not sure where you guys thought he would be 10 weeks into the season, but that's what I want to know. Is he where you thought you'd be? What do you like it? And what do you still want to see him grow and improve on?
You know, I had no idea where Bo would be. Obviously, he had 61 starts in college, a ton of experience, faced a lot of adversity in college, went from Auburn to Oregon. Yep. Coach Peyton loved him, drafted him number 12. But there was some conversation early about, should he start week 1? Should it be Jarrett Stidham and let him learn under Stiddy for 4 or 5 weeks and then take the reins so you don't hurt his feelings too much when they lose those tough games? Well, it seems to me that Bo Nix is resilient enough to learn from those losses and get better. So if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, okay. If they don't make the playoffs this year, not the end of the world. I think Bo Nix is showing the maturation and the improvement of a young quarterback that I really, really like as a former player and as a fan to think that this guy is the guy for the future.
From having coached against Bo Nix, CU or was against Oregon in 2022, this is exactly who I thought Bo Nix was. If you take the top 5 defensive performance away from the Denver Broncos, which is a reality. They're top 5 defense. Some would say a top 3 defense. It depends on what statistical categories you look at. Is it good enough right now? And it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be because right now you're a bottom 10 offense, scoring offense. And the thing that Bo Nix has done is he's the perfect quarterback for this team this year because he's not turning the football over.
Yeah.
He's making really good decisions with the ball, and he's shown the resiliency, the maturity, and also that he's got special wiring between his ears that I probably didn't account for. And I think the biggest one is that he responds to whatever adversity comes, and he's done that time and again through this year.
You know, there's conversations right now going on. Could Bo Nix be Rookie of the Year? Now, I'm curious where you guys stand on this because this is not a knock on Bo. I love what he's doing. But Rookie of the Year, do you feel like that seems like kind of a lot?
If he continues to improve,
yeah,
and this team makes the playoffs, and he has a good performance in the playoffs, I think he could be up there.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels is probably the guy right now, but he's maybe fading a little bit, been banged up a little bit. And so there's a lot of football left to go. 7 games is a long time. We're going to forget about September, October really soon here.
Yeah.
So if Bo Nix is able to string together 7 good games, I think he would be in the running for that.
Yeah.
I think the same thing. Right now, Jaden Daniels has the wild plays.
Yeah.
And as a passer, right now, if you look at the analytics, it's not particularly close between Jaden Daniels, who's top 3 in a lot of passing categories, and Bo Nix, who's bottom 5, bottom 10 in certain passing analytics. So he's not quite there yet. But I think that you can turn the corner, and this is the perfect weekend to do it against the defense that's giving up all the passing yards.
Absolutely. Well,
sometimes I say analytics, schmanalytics, Romy. The eye test, the wins, the way you finish a season, the way you lead, the feeling that you get when you watch them. I don't think people voting for this are going to be looking at analytics personally. They're going to be looking at how do you lead your team as a young player.
But when you have analytics and you're 7-3 right now as a starting quarterback, you got both of them going for you.
Indeed, you do.
But there's 7 games left to your point.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, I absolutely love it. I had another question, but we don't have time. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break. We'll try and get to it on the other side, and we're going to break down how the Broncos how the Broncos get the win, key to victory. Look at us. We're like, we'll be right back. Welcome back into the Nissan Football Blitz. Right here alongside Coach Mike Sanford and Nate Jackson, and we have got some keys to victory. You guys said this is the game. few weeks ago, we talked about this 3-game series, right?
Yeah.
And I think you said 2-1, that you wanted them to come out of it. I think you said 1-2. Or did you also say?
Yeah, that's definitely what I said. Yeah,
sure,
it was.
I think so.
I was wrong. Every once in a while, I am wrong.
We were hopeful it could have been 2-1, but it feels like you got to go 1-2 in this stretch. This feels kind of like a must-win. I know it's an overused term. So how do the Broncos beat the Falcons?
I'm going to start with my first key to victory because this is an offensive unit that might bring as much, if not the most, firepower. Not named the Baltimore Ravens in terms of skill players. Drake London, right now Mooney's playing really well, the receiver that came over from the Chicago Bears. And then arguably the most talented running back in the NFL. Doesn't have Derrick Henry type numbers, but Bijan Robinson's a real deal. The Broncos need to continue to do what they do, and that's pressure on the defensive side of the ball. Create a ton of pressure. And to do that, my key is, on both sides of the ball, win your one-on-one matchup.
Okay.
You're going to have to cover man-to-man with really talented wide receivers, Kyle Pitts at the tight end position. And then on the flip side, you're going to get challenged up front. I know that this defense from Atlanta wants to see Bo Nix to see if he can fit in the tight window throws, create separation just like Cortland Sutton did a week ago. He did a very good job. The most separation that he's created all year against Kansas City.
All right, so you got to win your one-on-ones. Nate, what else we got to do?
My key is based on the weapons that they have on offense, and you got to keep them off the field. Keep them on the sideline. The way you do that is by controlling the pace, controlling the clock, and running the football. I want to see Audric Estime have a back-to-back weekend when he is the featured back. I liked what I saw from him. Was it perfect? No, but he looked like he had some juice. He was dragging defenders. He was, getting hit at 1 yard, but actually getting a 4-yard carry. He's fresh. He's ready to go. Everyone else on the team is getting, tired. It's the end of the season, or at least the second half of the season. Audric Estime, feed him the rock and let him carry you. I see him getting in the end zone. I see him getting 20 carries, I hope, for maybe even for 100 yards.
Wouldn't that be great to see?
Yeah, and if you control the pace and have some 12-play drives, some 14-play drives, some 10-play drives, guess what? Your defense is sitting on the sideline getting fresh, and when they get on the field, they attack. Kirk Cousins, he's old. He doesn't want to get hit.
Wasn't it fun watching Audric Estime after everybody talked about the fumbling issue? He was really double cuffing that ball, man. It was the whole
security,
game.
His job security.
Great job.
I love it. You know what? You mentioned Audric Estime, and I feel like not just him. It feels like this is the time to really start to unleash the rookies. I'm banging the table for Devon Vele all day long, but we got Vele, we got Estime, we got Jonah Ellis. What do you make of this rookie class right now?
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good football players. Even Troy Franklin, he's had his ups and downs, but I thought he had another good game against Kansas City on the road, and so he's showing that growth, and I love the fact that Sean Payton is showing more trust in these youngsters than maybe he did a year ago.
Yeah, another reason why, this year, it's not the important. I know we want to win this year. I know we want to win every game, but this young nucleus of offensive players in particular is building something together. Bo Nix, the leader at quarterback, Devon Vele, Audric Estime, Troy Franklin. These guys hopefully, conceivably, could play together for the next decade. Imagine the things they're going to be doing for this team, and they're going to look back at this first year, however it ends up going, and be grateful they got these reps and were able to cut their teeth together.
Yeah, it is great. It's kind of nice. We've been waiting, and it feels like we're seeing more and more of these rookies. Hopefully they have another big game, as you guys said. So those were the keys to victory. We do
Nissan.
Welcome back into the Viewhouse Centennial for the Nissan Football Blitz. And it's time to state your case, and we've got a very special guest because alongside Coach Mike Sanford, Peyton Manning has subbed in for Nate Jackson here for State Your Case. We're pretty excited about this. We got 2 quarterbacks now.
What's the cadence? Where are we on?
Omaha. I apologize for the mark on my helmet or my forehead. My helmet's a little small, or maybe my head's a little big. But let's do it.
Well, you got such a big brain in there. I'm just gonna have you pick one.
Here you go. The sheriff, you're up first.
How many wins will it take for Denver to make the playoffs? I say 10, and they could do it. They got 7 games left. They got to win 5 out of 7.
Okay.
They can only drop 2, but I say make it sure and don't drop any. 12-5 will make it. Omaha.
12-5. All right.
I agree with the sheriff. There's no arguing that case. 10 will be the magic number.
10 is the win.
All right, I'm going to state my case. Is Justin Simmons a Ring of Famer? I think no. I love Justin Simmons. I loved who he was, but he was a part of a bunch of teams that did not win and had no tangible evidence of a job well done. I love Justin Simmons, but no, he's not a Ring of Famer.
Yeah, as much as I love Justin Simmons, he came the year after I left, so I don't like him that much. But I'll tell you what, if Ed McCaffrey's not in the Ring of Fame, right? There's some others that aren't in the Ring of Fame. I'm not saying Justin doesn't deserve it. Incredible player, but he's gone already. He didn't finish his career here. I'll say no.
I know this is a tough one. We do love Justin. He's a Ring of Fame type of human being. But
he is.
I'm gonna have to agree with you guys as well on that one. All right, last but not least.
Oh, cool.
Mr. Manning.
Who is the most underrated Denver Bronco? That's a good question. You know, I'm going to have to say right now, Garrett Bowles.
Okay.
He's not getting the love he deserves.
Yeah.
And as a quarterback, I respect my blind side. I want a man like that taking care of me.
Okay.
And people seem to not remember that he's a good player. You don't just stop. Hey, back up, man.
Spitting out here.
You don't just find left tackles like Garrett Bowles on the street.
Yeah.
You got to respect his game. He's protecting my blind side. It's Garrett Bowles.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
I got to say the entire defensive unit, but the Jonathan Franklin Myers has been the guy for me, and he just continues to come with the big sacks. I love that type of interior pass rush against non-athletic quarterbacks like this guy to my right. I love Jonathan Franklin Myers.
JFM killing it, crushing it, doing it.
I absolutely love it. Those are two very, very good answers. Let me ask you guys this: when we go back to Justin Simmons, what would he have had to do to qualify as a Ring of Famer in your mind?
Play here longer.
Okay.
Win. You know, for whatever reason, Sean Payton didn't want him around. I don't understand that, but there's things I don't understand. There aren't a lot, but when it comes to football, I understand most things. And Justin Simmons, for whatever reason, wasn't favored by this new administration, if you will. If he had played through his entire career and found a way to win, and that's not all on him. He wasn't making the personnel decisions.
Yeah.
He wasn't, running the offense. He played very, very well. But it just wasn't enough.
All right, if Justin picks off Bo Nix on Sunday, what kind of reaction does that get from the crowd?
It won't be happy or positive.
No.
There's no way. I mean, it's kind of like the one that got away.
Yeah.
You never see, as a male, you never see the ex-girlfriend. You're like, oh, I'm so happy for her. She's doing so great. She found a great guy. Never.
No, you hope she ends up with a loser.
Yep, that's right. That's what the Broncos will be cheering for.
You hope Justin does well on every game except this one.
Yes.
You know?
I definitely cheer for Justin Simmons. I loved watching him in the 2 years that he was here when I was living in this area. Great player. He is really good around the football and has not yet gotten an interception this year.
Yes, he has. He picked off Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, you're right.
Without fails, Mahomes hates to see him coming.
Can I tell you this, though?
Right.
His replacement, Brandon Jones, playing a hell of a ball game every game. He's playing very well.
I love it. All right, good stuff. We got to take a break. Peyton, thank you for joining us for this segment.
Anytime. I'll see you guys
We very much appreciate it. We're going to do some betting after this.
Let's
be right back. Welcome back into the Viewhouse Centennial for the Nissan Football Blitz. Time now for some player props as the Broncos get ready to take on the Atlanta Falcons. And Bo Nix, that's where we're going to start. Passing yards this time, over-under set at 207.5.
Absolutely over.
Oh, bang, bang.
This is going to be the Bo Nix coming out party, both with the win against a winning team and statistically.
Okay.
I'm going over.
You're still in Manning mode.
I'm sorry.
I like it.
I'm going over. I think Bo's starting to get his footing, so to speak, literally, figuratively, in the pocket. He's going to be dealing. These guys are connecting on a better level. I think over 207.
All right, I like it. I'm going to go over as well. I feel good about it. Audric Estimate, your guy, you were saying 100 yards.
That would be nice.
His rushing prop is only set at 59.5.
I'll go over on that. I mean, 100 would be, I think that was unlikely, but I think over 59 is likely. I know Sean Payton wants to feed him the ball, and I know he wants to keep that offense off the field for Atlanta. So I would say over on 59.
I like over as well, insofar as he doesn't fumble in the first 10 carries, because he will not see the field again if he puts the ball on the ground.
That feels like what it is. He's shown in the KC game I can hold on to the ball, so you got to keep doing that.
Yeah.
And then we'll hit that over. All right, on the other side, Drake London, one of the very talented guys you mentioned, his receiving yards set at 61.5, over under.
I like under on that because I like the length of our corners here in Denver. Riley Moss and or Pat Surtain against him. I like him, although he has been lining up in the slot at a much higher rate this year than he ever has.
Okay.
I like under on that as well. I think PS2, he tends to shut guys down. He's not going to mirror Drake London and run everywhere around the field, but he's going to be on him enough to keep his totals low. I say under that for Drake London.
Absolutely.
Keep your eyes out on Darnell Mooney. He's been hot
He's a
this year.
baller. I got him on my fantasy squad.
Oh, I love it. All right, guys, that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. Gentlemen, thank you as always. You are the best. We will see you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.